Have you ever felt like your mornings set the tone for your entire day? If your morning feels rushed or chaotic, your day often follows that same pattern. But what if you could start your day with calmness, clarity, and purpose? The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, mastered the art of living intentionally. They believed that a wise and meaningful life begins with a strong foundation, and that foundation often starts in the morning. In today's video, I'll share 10 Stoic-inspired morning habits that can transform your mindset, boost your productivity, and bring peace into your daily life. Let's explore these timeless practices together. Number 1. Reflect on the gift of life. Every morning, before you even get out of bed, take a moment to reflect on the simple yet profound truth that you've been given another day to live. Life is fragile, fleeting, and unpredictable, and the fact that you are here, breathing, with opportunities ahead of you, is a gift. This idea is deeply rooted in Stoicism, where practitioners remind themselves of the impermanence of life to cultivate gratitude. Think about how many people didn't wake up today. Think about how, in some parts of the world, life is far from guaranteed or predictable. Realize that your presence here, in this moment, is not owed to you, but granted by the universe. When you open your eyes, instead of reaching for your phone or letting thoughts of yesterday's mistakes creep in, focus on this thought: I am alive, and this day is mine, to use wisely. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Instead of dreading the chores, meetings, or responsibilities ahead, you begin to see them as opportunities. An overbooked calendar becomes a sign that people trust you and need you. A workout you don't feel like doing becomes a celebration of a body that can move. Even the simple act of having breakfast or sipping coffee becomes an acknowledgement of abundance. In your reflection, don't just think of your personal life. Imagine the world as a whole. Somewhere, the sun is rising for someone who has waited for this dawn their entire life. Somewhere, a person in despair is holding on because they believe tomorrow will bring hope. What are you doing with your day? Are you wasting it on distractions, resentment, or fear? Or are you choosing to live fully and authentically? Remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote: when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Write it down if you need to. Place it somewhere you'll see it daily. Let this reflection be a constant reminder to treat each morning as the treasure it truly is. Number 2, set your intentions for the day. Once you've reflected on the gift of life, the next step is to ground yourself by setting clear intentions for the day ahead. This is a practice inspired by the Stoic principle of living with purpose and discipline. Instead of allowing the day to dictate your actions, you decide how you want to approach it. This is not about controlling outcomes. Stoicism teaches us that much of life is outside our control, but about deciding how you will respond to whatever the day brings. Start by asking yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? This is not a vague question, but a deliberate one. For example, you might decide to be patient, kind, and focused. These are virtues you can actively embody, regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics believed in the cultivation of virtues as the highest purpose of life. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself in his journal to act with justice, temperance, wisdom, and courage. Next, think about the specific tasks or challenges you know you will face. If you have an important meeting, consider how you want to conduct yourself during it. If you're dealing with a difficult person, plan how you will remain calm and composed. If you have a lot on your plate, remind yourself to tackle one thing at a time with focus and efficiency. Writing these intentions down can make them more tangible. For example, your morning journal entry might look like this: "Today, I will not let small irritations disturb my peace. I will listen more than I speak. I will work diligently on my priorities without getting distracted. I will treat everyone I encounter with respect and understanding." This practice is a form of mental preparation. By setting intentions, you create a mental framework for the day. When challenges arise, you'll be less reactive because you've already decided how you want to respond. It's like rehearsing for a play. The more you prepare, the more confidently you perform. Another essential aspect of setting intentions is aligning them with your long-term values and goals. Ask yourself, are the things I plan to do today helping me become the person I want to be? Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in accordance with nature, which means living a life true to your core values. If your day is filled with tasks that don't align with your values, it might be time to reconsider how you spend your time. Lastly, remind yourself to focus on the process, not the outcome. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." You cannot control how others will react to you, whether you'll achieve a specific goal or whether the day will go as planned. What you can control is your effort, your mindset, and your actions. Setting intentions is about directing your effort toward what matters, regardless of the outcome. As you go through your day, revisit these intentions. If you find yourself drifting away from them, don't be harsh on yourself. Instead, gently steer yourself back. Each moment is an opportunity to begin again, to realign with your intentions. Over time, this practice of setting and following through on your intentions will become second nature, helping you lead a life of greater focus, purpose, and inner peace. Number 3, embrace negative visualization. After setting your intentions, take a few moments to engage in a practice called negative visualization, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. This may seem counterintuitive at first. Why would you want to imagine bad things happening? However, this exercise isn't about dwelling on misery or expecting the worst. Instead, it's about mentally preparing yourself for life's inevitable challenges so that you can face them with resilience, grace, and perspective. Begin by calmly sitting in a quiet space. Take a deep breath and picture the day ahead. Now imagine that things don't go as planned. The meeting you've prepared for might get canceled or go poorly. Traffic could make you late. Someone might misunderstand your intentions or speak to you harshly. Imagine these setbacks happening, not to scare yourself, but to condition your mind to accept that life is unpredictable. For example, Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, advised imagining the loss of possessions, loved ones, or even life itself, not as an act of pessimism, but as a way to remind yourself of the impermanence of all things. By doing so, you reduce the shock if these events do occur, and paradoxically, you increase your appreciation for what you currently have. When you imagine the possibility of losing something, you begin to value it more deeply. After imagining these challenges, take it a step further. Visualize yourself responding to them with composure. See yourself calmly accepting the traffic jam, using it as an opportunity to listen to a podcast or reflect in silence. Picture yourself handling criticism during a meeting with poise instead of defensiveness. Imagine showing patience when someone irritates you instead of reacting with anger. This is not just an abstract exercise. It's mental training for how to act virtuously in the face of adversity. Negative visualization also helps you detach from the illusion of control. Stoicism teaches that while you can control your actions, you cannot control the outcomes or external events. By imagining scenarios where things go wrong, you remind yourself of this truth. Instead of resisting reality, you learn to accept it, adapt to it, and focus on what you can influence. This mindset reduces anxiety and cultivates inner peace. Take, for instance, the famous Stoic practice of memento mori, or remembering death. Reflecting on mortality isn't morbid, it's liberating. When you remind yourself that your time is finite, you stop wasting it on trivial concerns. You become kinder to those around you, more focused on meaningful pursuits, and less attached to fleeting annoyances. Imagine if today were your last day. How would you spend it? What would truly matter? Negative visualization doesn't mean you expect disaster at every turn. Instead, it's about building mental fortitude so that if challenges arise, you are ready. And when things go well, which they often do, you'll find yourself filled with gratitude. The coffee tastes sweeter when you've imagined a morning without it. A warm hug from a loved one feels richer when you've acknowledged that nothing in life is guaranteed. As you conclude this exercise, remind yourself of the Stoic principle of amor fatio, or love of fate. Whatever happens, good or bad, is part of life's grand design. Embrace it fully. When challenges come your way, face them with the mindset, "This too is for my growth." By practicing negative visualization each morning, you prepare yourself to meet the day with strength, gratitude, and acceptance. Number 4, prioritize your sphere of control. After engaging in negative visualization, the next step is to center your focus on what lies within your control. This concept is foundational to Stoicism, as it teaches us to direct our energy and emotions only toward things we can influence while letting go of the rest. By prioritizing your sphere of control every morning, you set a tone of clarity, focus, and inner peace for the rest of the day. To start, pause for a moment and list the things on your mind. These could range from work deadlines, relationships, and financial concerns to unpredictable events like the weather or how others behave. Now, categorize these concerns into 2 groups: things you can control and things you cannot. This simple act of categorization often reveals how much energy we waste worrying about things outside our control. What is truly within your power? According to the Stoics, it's your thoughts, choices, and actions. You cannot control whether someone likes you, but you can control how you treat them. You cannot control traffic, but you can control how you respond to it. You cannot control the outcomes of your efforts, but you can control how diligently you work. Focusing on these controllable elements gives you a sense of agency and freedom. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgment about them." This means that external events in themselves are neutral. It is our interpretation and reaction to them that determine whether we feel frustrated, angry, or at peace. By practicing this mindset every morning, you arm yourself with the ability to approach challenges rationally, without letting emotions cloud your judgment. Consider a real-life example. Imagine you have an important presentation at work. What can you control? You can prepare thoroughly, rehearse your delivery, and ensure your materials are ready. What can you not control? The reaction of your audience, technical difficulties, or external factors like unexpected interruptions. By focusing only on what you can influence, you reduce anxiety and perform to the best of your ability, regardless of the outcome. To make this practice concrete, try writing down a short list every morning. On one side, jot down what you can control about your day. On the other, what you cannot. for instance, can control my effort, my attitude, how I treat others, how I manage my time. Cannot control other people's opinions, delays, unexpected challenges. By physically writing this down, you create a clear distinction in your mind. When something outside your control arises later in the day, you'll be better equipped to let it go because you've already prepared yourself to focus on what truly matters. This exercise also helps you avoid the trap of overthinking. Many of us waste precious energy replaying past mistakes or worrying about hypothetical future scenarios. These thoughts distract us from the present moment, where our real power lies. By reminding yourself each morning to focus only on what you can control, you train your mind to stay grounded in the here and now. Finally, this practice fosters emotional resilience. Life will throw challenges your way. Conflicts, disappointments, and losses are inevitable. But when you prioritize your sphere of control, you learn to navigate those challenges with composure. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstance, you become an active participant in your own life. Remember, Stoicism doesn't teach indifference to life's difficulties. It teaches mastery over your response to them. Each morning, when you commit to focusing on your sphere of control, you are choosing to live with intention, clarity, and strength. This mindset will not only make your day more productive, but also more peaceful and fulfilling. Number 5, practice gratitude for what you already have. As part of your morning routine, take time to actively practice gratitude. In a world where we are constantly striving for more success, more possessions, more recognition, it's easy to lose sight of what we already have. The Stoics understood this well. They emphasized the importance of appreciating the present moment and the blessings within it, as this is one of the keys to a content and fulfilling life. Start this practice by reflecting on 3 things you are grateful for. These don't have to be grand or extraordinary. In fact, the simpler, the better. The warm sunlight streaming through your window, the smell of coffee brewing in your kitchen, the quiet moments before the day begins. These are treasures often overlooked. By noticing and appreciating them, you train your mind to find joy in the ordinary. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a profound shift in perspective. In Stoicism, the idea is to focus not on what you lack, but on what you already possess. Seneca advised us to count our blessings and realize that wealth lies not in accumulating more, but in appreciating what you already have. When you practice gratitude, you anchor yourself in abundance rather than scarcity, which reduces feelings of envy, frustration, and dissatisfaction. Imagine for a moment that the things you take for granted were suddenly gone. What if you no longer had the ability to walk, see, or hear? What if the loved ones around you were no longer there? Stoicism encourages us to contemplate loss, not to dwell in sadness, but to remind ourselves of the impermanence of life. When you think this way, even the mundane becomes precious. A simple conversation with a friend, a meal shared with family, or the ability to breathe freely takes on new meaning. Gratitude also extends to the challenges in your life. While it may seem counterintuitive, the Stoics believed in finding value even in difficulties. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By being grateful for these obstacles, you shift your mindset from one of resistance to one of acceptance and learning. To deepen your practice of gratitude, consider journaling. Spend 5 minutes each morning writing down what you are thankful for. Be specific. Instead of saying, "I'm grateful for my family," write, "I'm grateful for the way my sister made me laugh yesterday when I was feeling down." Specificity makes your gratitude more vivid and meaningful. Another approach is to express your gratitude to others. Send a quick message to someone you appreciate, thanking them for their kindness, support, or simply their presence in your life. Gratitude, when shared, creates a ripple effect, spreading positivity and strengthening relationships. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or hardships in your life. It's about balancing the scales. Even on difficult days, there is something to be thankful for. A kind gesture, a moment of peace, or the lessons that come from struggle. By making gratitude a daily habit, you cultivate a mindset that finds light, even in the darkest moments. Over time, this practice transforms your perspective. Instead of feeling constantly driven by what you don't have or what's not going your way, you feel grounded in what's already good and meaningful. This sense of contentment doesn't make you complacent. It gives you the energy and clarity to pursue your goals without being weighed down by unnecessary dissatisfaction. As you go through your day, let your morning gratitude carry you forward. When frustrations arise, remind yourself of what you've written or reflected on. When moments of joy occur, pause and fully savor them. Gratitude is not just a morning exercise, it's a way of living. Number 6, engage in mindful breathing or meditation. The next step in your morning routine is to center yourself with a practice of mindful breathing or meditation. In the fast-paced world we live in, our minds are often overwhelmed with thoughts about the past or future. Stoicism, however, encourages us to remain grounded in the present moment, as it is the only time we truly have control over. Engaging in mindful breathing or meditation each morning helps you cultivate this presence and start the day with a clear and focused mind. Mindful breathing is one of the simplest, yet most effective practices to calm your thoughts and reconnect with your inner self. Begin by sitting comfortably in a quiet space. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Hold it for a moment, then slowly exhale through your mouth. As you do this, bring your full attention to the sensation of your breath. The cool air entering your nostrils, the expansion of your chest, and the gentle release as you exhale. At first, your mind may wander, and that's perfectly normal. When you notice your thoughts drifting to your to-do list, past mistakes, or future concerns, gently guide your focus back to your breath. This simple act of redirecting your attention is a powerful exercise in self-discipline and mindfulness, key principles of Stoic philosophy. Each time you return to your breath, you are training your mind to remain present and composed, even in the face of distractions. For a more structured approach, consider incorporating meditation into your routine. Meditation, as practiced in Stoicism, isn't about achieving a blank mind, but rather about reflecting on your values, goals, and principles. Marcus Aurelius, for example, often used his meditative practices to journal and contemplate how to live in alignment with his ideals. During your morning meditation, you might reflect on a Stoic maxim or idea. For instance, I cannot control what happens today, but I can control how I respond. Am I acting in accordance with reason and virtue? How can I approach today with courage, wisdom, and kindness? Spend a few minutes quietly pondering these thoughts, letting them guide your intentions for the day. You don't need to spend an hour meditating. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused reflection can make a significant difference in your mindset. Mindful breathing and meditation also have profound physical and psychological benefits. They reduce stress by calming your nervous system, enhance focus by quieting mental clutter, and improve emotional resilience by helping you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. These practices align beautifully with Stoicism's emphasis on maintaining inner tranquility regardless of external circumstances. Imagine a challenging scenario you might face during the day: a difficult conversation, a tight deadline, or an unexpected setback. Through meditation, you can mentally rehearse responding to these situations with calm and reason. By visualizing yourself staying composed, you build the confidence to handle such challenges gracefully when they arise. One of the greatest gifts of mindful breathing and meditation is the clarity it brings. In a world filled with noise, notifications, demands, and constant stimuli, this practice helps you distinguish what truly matters from what is trivial. It allows you to pause, take a step back, and make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than haste or emotion. To make this practice a habit, create a dedicated space for it. It doesn't need to be elaborate. A quiet corner with a cushion or chair will suffice. Over time, this space will become a sanctuary where you can reconnect with yourself and your Stoic principles. Incorporating mindful breathing or meditation into your morning routine sets the foundation for a day of presence, focus, and resilience. It reminds you to approach life deliberately, embracing each moment as it comes. As Epictetus wisely said, "No great thing is created suddenly." By taking just a few minutes each morning to breathe and reflect, you're building the strength of character to face whatever the day may bring. Number 7, reaffirm your core values. Each morning, after grounding yourself through mindful breathing or meditation, take time to reaffirm your core values. In Stoic philosophy, living a virtuous life means consistently acting in alignment with your values, regardless of the external circumstances. By consciously reflecting on these guiding principles every day, you set a moral compass that directs your actions, decisions, and interactions throughout the day. Begin by asking yourself, what truly matters to me? This question may seem simple, but its answer holds immense power. Core values like integrity, compassion, courage, justice, and wisdom are not abstract ideals. They are practical tools for navigating life's challenges. When you reaffirm these values each morning, you remind yourself to act not based on fleeting emotions or external pressures, but from a place of inner conviction. Imagine a scenario where you face a moral dilemma or a difficult choice during your day. Without a clear sense of your values, you might act impulsively or be swayed by fear, greed, or anger. However, if you've started your day by reaffirming your commitment to virtues like honesty and fairness, you'll approach the situation with clarity and confidence. You won't need to second-guess yourself because your values will already have provided the framework for your decision. To incorporate this practice into your morning routine, consider journaling about your values. Write down questions like, how can I embody courage today? In what ways can I show kindness or compassion? How can I pursue wisdom in my actions? What does justice look like in the choices I make? By writing about these questions, you reinforce their importance and create actionable steps for living them out. For instance, if you value kindness, you might resolve to listen attentively to a colleague or offer help to someone in need. If you value courage, you might decide to speak up about an issue that matters to you, even if it feels uncomfortable. The Stoics often reminded themselves that their values were their most enduring possession. External circumstances, wealth, status, possessions could be taken away in an instant. But virtues like courage, temperance, and wisdom are entirely within your control. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this idea frequently, reminding himself that no matter what chaos surrounded him, he always had the choice to act virtuously. Reaffirming your core values also helps you stay grounded in a world filled with distractions and temptations. It's easy to get caught up in chasing superficial goals or seeking approval from others. But when you start your day by centering on your values, you focus on what truly matters. You measure success not by external achievements, but by how well you've lived in accordance with your principles. This practice can also be a source of strength during tough times. When faced with adversity, your values become an anchor that keeps you steady. For instance, if you experience criticism or rejection, your value of self-respect reminds you not to let others define your worth. If you encounter a setback, your value of perseverance helps you keep going. A practical way to reinforce your values is to keep a list of them visible in your home or workspace. Write them on a piece of paper or type them into your phone. Refer to them throughout the day whenever you feel uncertain or overwhelmed. This constant reminder helps you stay aligned with your principles no matter what challenges arise. Lastly, reaffirming your values is not just about self-discipline, it's about connection. When you live according to your values, you build trust and respect with those around you. People notice when your actions consistently reflect your principles, and this integrity strengthens your relationships and community. Every morning, as you reaffirm your core values, you're not just preparing for the day ahead. You're building the foundation for a life of purpose, consistency, and fulfillment. In the words of Seneca, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." Your values are the port, guiding you through calm seas and storms alike. Number 8, visualize the day ahead with a Stoic mindset. After reaffirming your core values, dedicate time each morning to visualize the day ahead through the lens of Stoic philosophy. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, involves mentally rehearsing the events of your day while preparing yourself to respond to challenges with reason, patience, and virtue. Visualization is not about anticipating the worst in a pessimistic way, but about fortifying your mind for whatever may come. Begin by mentally walking through your day. Consider your schedule, interactions, and responsibilities. Picture each task you'll undertake, each person you'll meet, and each challenge you might face. Reflect on how you want to approach these situations. For instance, if you have a meeting at work, imagine yourself entering with confidence, speaking clearly, and listening attentively. If you're anticipating a difficult conversation, visualize yourself responding with calmness and empathy, even if emotions run high. Now go a step further and imagine possible obstacles. Someone might interrupt you during your meeting. A traffic jam could make you late. A colleague might criticize your work. These are common occurrences, and the purpose of this exercise is to mentally prepare for them in advance. Ask yourself, how will I respond if this happens? By rehearsing your responses, you strengthen your ability to remain composed when challenges arise. For example, if faced with a rude comment, you could remind yourself, I cannot control how others act, but I can control how I respond. If your plans fall apart, think, the obstacle is the way. I will adapt and make the best of the situation. If you feel frustration building, say, this is an opportunity to practice patience and resilience. This mental preparation aligns with the Stoic belief that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions to them. By visualizing challenges and practicing virtuous responses, you develop a mindset that thrives under pressure. Visualization also encourages gratitude for the parts of the day that might go smoothly. As you imagine potential setbacks, you gain a deeper appreciation for the moments of ease. A quiet cup of coffee in the morning or a productive meeting becomes a gift rather than an expectation. This shift in perspective fosters a sense of gratitude and reduces unnecessary frustration when minor inconveniences occur. In addition to challenges, visualize moments where you can actively embody your values. Imagine how you might show kindness to a friend, offer support to a colleague, or demonstrate courage in a difficult situation. By mentally rehearsing these acts of virtue, you increase the likelihood of living them out during the day. This practice is not just about preparation, it's also about intentionality. Many of us go through our days on autopilot, reacting to events without much thought. Visualization helps you approach your day deliberately, with a clear sense of purpose and focus. Instead of being swept away by distractions or stress, you navigate your day with poise and control. To make visualization a regular habit, find a quiet moment in the morning, perhaps after meditation or during your commute. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Walk yourself through your day, step by step, imagining both the opportunities and the challenges you may encounter. This practice doesn't need to take long. Even 5 minutes of focused visualization can make a significant difference. Visualization is also an excellent way to practice amor fati, the Stoic principle of loving one's fate. When you visualize the challenges of the day, remind yourself that everything you encounter, good or bad, is an opportunity for growth. Instead of resisting difficulties, embrace them as part of life's natural flow. This mindset transforms obstacles into lessons and setbacks into stepping stones. As your day unfolds, you'll find that this practice equips you to handle situations with greater composure and clarity. When unexpected events occur, you'll recall the mental rehearsal from your morning visualization. You'll pause, take a deep breath, and respond thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Visualization helps you claim that power, preparing you to face the day with wisdom, resilience, and gratitude. Number 9. Set intentions for the day with virtue in mind. After visualizing your day, take a moment to set clear intentions that align with your core values and Stoic principles. Unlike goals, which are focused on outcomes, intentions are about how you approach your actions and interactions. They serve as a guiding light for your behavior, helping you act with purpose, integrity, and resilience, no matter what challenges or successes the day brings. Start by asking yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? This question shifts your focus from external accomplishments to internal character. Instead of worrying about what you will achieve, think about how you will show up in the world. Will you approach the day with patience, courage, kindness, or discipline? Your answer becomes your intention, and it shapes how you respond to every situation. For instance, if you value patience, you might set the intention, I will remain calm and composed, even if things don't go as planned. If you value kindness, your intention might be, I will listen to others with empathy and offer help where I can. These intentions are not dependent on external circumstances. They are entirely within your control. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living in accordance with virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." By setting intentions each morning, you commit to embodying virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in your daily life. This commitment helps you navigate challenges with a sense of purpose and composure. To make this practice concrete, write down your intentions in a journal or on a piece of paper. For example, today, I will act with integrity, even when it's difficult. I will focus on what I can control and let go of what I cannot. I will treat everyone I encounter with respect, regardless of their behavior. Reflect on these intentions for a few moments. Imagine how you will bring them to life in your actions. If you anticipate a specific challenge, think about how your intention can guide your response. For example, if you're worried about a tense meeting, your intention to remain patient and understanding can help you approach the situation with a level head. Setting intentions also helps you avoid reactive behavior. Throughout the day, you'll encounter situations that test your resolve. Unexpected delays, conflicts, or moments of self-doubt. When these arise, your intentions act as a mental anchor, reminding you to pause and choose your response deliberately. Instead of reacting impulsively, you act in alignment with your values. This practice is not about perfection. You may fall short of your intentions at times, and that's okay. The Stoics recognized that growth is a process, not an endpoint. What matters is your commitment to learning from mistakes and striving to do better. As Seneca wisely said, "While we teach, we learn." Each day is an opportunity to refine your character and deepen your understanding of what it means to live virtuously. Intentions also bring a sense of mindfulness to your day. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in tasks and lose sight of why we're doing them. By setting intentions, you remind yourself of the bigger picture, your purpose, your values, and your commitment to living a meaningful life. This mindfulness makes even mundane activities more purposeful and fulfilling. Additionally, intentions foster a sense of gratitude. When you approach the day with an intention like, "I will appreciate the small joys around me," you train your mind to notice the beauty and goodness in everyday life. A kind word from a colleague, the taste of your morning coffee, or the feeling of sunlight on your skin becomes a moment to savor. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect on your intentions. Did you stay true to them? If not, what can you learn from the experience? This reflection is not about judgment, but about growth. It helps you approach the next day with greater awareness and resolve. Setting intentions each morning is a small act with profound effects. It aligns your actions with your values, grounds you in the present moment, and equips you to handle challenges with grace and clarity. In the words of Epictetus, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. By starting your day with intention, you take the first step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. Number 10, embrace the present moment. The final step in your morning Stoic routine is to fully embrace the present moment. In a world that constantly pulls us into the past through regret or into the future through worry, the ability to be present is both a challenge and a gift. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living in the now because it's the only moment we truly own. The past is gone. The future is uncertain, but the present is where life happens. To start this practice, pause and take a deep breath. As you exhale, remind yourself that this moment is enough. Whatever has happened before, whatever awaits you later, is beyond your control right now. What you can control is how you engage with this very moment. This simple but profound act of mindfulness can set the tone for your entire day. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly reminded himself to focus on the present. He wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities or planning for the future, but rather approaching them from a place of clarity and calm. When you embrace the present, you free yourself from the weight of what if and what was, allowing you to respond to life with greater intention and awareness. One way to ground yourself in the moment is by paying attention to your senses. Feel the warmth of the morning sun on your skin, listen to the quiet hum of your surroundings, or notice the taste of your first sip of water or tea. These small acts of awareness remind you that life isn't just a series of tasks to complete. It's a collection of moments to experience fully. Another Stoic practice that encourages presence is recognizing the impermanence of life. Reflect on the fact that this day, this hour, this very moment will never come again. This isn't meant to invoke sadness, but to inspire gratitude and urgency to live well. Seneca captured this idea beautifully. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. By treating each day as a life in itself, you cultivate a sense of appreciation and purpose. To embrace the present moment, try to let go of distractions. In the morning, avoid rushing into emails, news, or social media. Instead, give yourself the space to simply be. Spend a few minutes in silence, focusing on your breath or observing your surroundings. This practice creates a buffer between you and the demands of the world, helping you carry a sense of calm into the rest of your day. The Stoics also believed that embracing the present meant accepting it fully without resistance. This includes accepting your emotions, circumstances, and challenges as they are. If you wake up feeling stressed, acknowledge it without judgment. If the weather is gloomy, accept it without complaint. By resisting the urge to wish things were different, you free up mental energy to focus on what you can change, your perspective and actions. Living in the present also means being fully engaged in whatever you're doing. If you're reading, read with focus. If you're speaking to someone, give them your full attention. Multitasking often pulls us out of the moment, leaving us scattered and disconnected. Instead, strive to approach each activity with intention and care, no matter how small or mundane it may seem. This practice doesn't mean ignoring the future or neglecting your responsibilities. It's about striking a balance, planning wisely but living deeply. When you embrace the present moment, you approach the future with a clearer mind and greater resilience. You also learn to let go of past mistakes and regrets, understanding that they no longer define you. At its core, embracing the present moment is an act of self-liberation. It allows you to break free from the endless cycle of worry and distraction, replacing it with a sense of peace and fulfillment. This practice aligns with the Stoic belief that happiness isn't found in external achievements, but in how we choose to live each moment. As you move forward in your day, carry this mindfulness with you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or distracted, pause and remind yourself, "This moment is all I have. Let me live it well." By doing so, you embody the wisdom of the Stoics and create a life of presence, purpose, and joy. With these 10 practices, your mornings can become a time of transformation, grounding you in Stoic principles and preparing you to navigate the day with clarity, strength, and grace. Let me know if you'd like to reflect further or dive deeper into any of these practices. And there you have it, 10 powerful Stoic practices to transform your mornings and set the tone for a purposeful day. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Each small step brings you closer to living a life of virtue, resilience, and clarity. Start your day with intention, embrace the present moment, and face every challenge with the strength of a Stoic mind. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone who could use a little Stoic inspiration. Let us know in the comments which practice resonated with you the most, or how you plan to incorporate Stoicism into your mornings. Let's continue this journey together, one morning at a time.